So you should never record videos in the gym. There is a guy who was walking around saying, I don't have to hand sanitize the really, really heavy weights because no one else is going to use them but me. Ha ha ha. So I'm like, well, there's a video idea. 10 new worst things about the gym post-lockdown. Coming soon.
Simon Miller, the bald asshole here. Comments are ruined because I wore a Gymshark top. Gymshark, you bad person, blah, blah, blah. Shark, and he's buff. What more do you want from me? Now, before we do get into this video, in reality, there is nothing bad about gyms post-lockdown. I am so happy they're open again. I actually am concerned I have an issue. Like, I went on Saturday, was the first day they reopened here in the UK, and it made me so happy. I was like, I'm like a heroin or a crack addict. Nothing should give me this much positive feelings in my life. I shouldn't rely on anything this much. And now I'm terrified. Obviously, they're going to shut them down again. So that's a massive issue I need to deal with. But who cares? Lifting weights and smashing the steel is the best. But it doesn't mean, as I showed you in the intro just then, that there aren't a few things where you're like, well, this is brand new and you are a massive asshole. So yeah, you always got to have the good with the bad. And in terms of the bad, here's the 7 worst things about gyms post-lockdown. Number 7 is that guy. The guy who jokes, and I've only seen it once, so it's not like a massive thing, but the guy who jokes, right? So the problem with my gym is that the dumbbells suck. It's not their fault. They're catering for a certain individual, but look, where I live, blah, blah, boring, boring, boring. The dumbbells only go up to 40 kilograms. This is not heavy enough for me, but again, right now, who cares? I'll deal with that down the line. And I'm not saying that, if you're doing 40 kilograms, that's not a lot of weight. It all depends on where you are and so on and so forth. But, if you're lifting super, super heavy dumbbells, they're 100% going to be more than 40 kilograms. So one, you've got to take that into account. You can brag about whatever you want. Let me rephrase that. You shouldn't be bragging about anything. Who cares what some other dude is lifting unless it's some kind of power man contest. You should call it that. But this guy, loudly, and he wasn't with anyone, he just wanted to share this with the gym. I really wanted to film him, but it was just not possible without, being caught out. And he was going, I'm not going to sanitize the heaviest weights because I'm the only one who uses them. Because deep down, I am a little bit of a dick. I was so desperate to just grab him and start smashing out some sets. Yeah, what are you going to do now? And then spit on him. And well, now you're in trouble, aren't you? If I've got the terrible thing, I would never do that for the record. But I couldn't believe it. That thought would never even enter my brain, but to vocalize it, even if I did think that, I would have an internal reaction when I'd be like, Simon, you're a bad person. What are you talking about? Sanitize the flipping weights. But old big boy Barry Dave over here, I don't want to do it. He should be banned. As should number 6, the dude who doesn't sanitize at all. Look, maybe you don't believe in any of this or you think it's overdrawn or overwrought. That's your opinion. But if something has just reopened and has put some laws in place, you should obey the law. Do you go out there and murder people? No, you don't. And you should be sanitizing equipment. I was in there doing pool the other day, and there's one dude, I followed him the whole time, and he was wearing a Gymshark shirt. So screw that guy. He used the lat pull down. He used the machine rows, got all these back exercises, and I was kind of following him because, like I say, I was doing pool, and he didn't sanitize one thing. He's above sanitization. He doesn't have germs on his hand. He is just Mr. Hygiene. And again, because I am a little bit of an asshole, a bald asshole deep down, I made sure that when I was sanitizing, I just looked at him. I just looked at him like cleaning away. What a piece of trash I really am. But just do it. Because if we don't do it, they will be forced to close the doors again. And then we're back at home with our crappy 32s and our lounges going, why didn't I just get a spray and go, shh, shh, wipe, wipe. That takes 30 seconds. Wiping your ass takes longer than that. And would you not wipe your ass? No, would you not? And if you're not wiping your ass, I never want to meet you. Number 5 is the brand new person, this is the best, who judges you for sanitizing. Wait, what is going on? What is happening? I understand these are all sanitized based, but we'll move on. But we've never had to do this before, right? The gym team or the employees would go around and clean, which is great and awesome. But no one actually, and you should wipe your sweat off things, but nobody was actually sort of, hardcore cleaning things. And I was doing it the other day, and it was on the lat pull down after I'd used it in the same session. So these 2 people were in the gym at once. And I left my stuff there only because I was going to get sanitizer and I wanted to, my gym are being, well, not super strict, but strict. They're watching people on CCTV. So I'm like, well, if I leave my stuff there, they know I'm coming back. I'm not just abandoning it. I want to be a good person. And this one guy, It's just like, oh, because I went to sanitize the thing and I heard him mutter under his breath, hurry up. I was like, dude, I will take this sanitizer, I'll rub it in your face and I'll wash out these negative feelings that you're throwing into the world. Of course, it's not. It's not an ideal situation, and how they were before was much better, but you can say that around about 82,000 things in the universe right now, and really, in terms of the priority list, as much as it pains me to say it, the gym is quite low. We should just be helping each other out. I can't believe it. Like, even yesterday, we had some old gym tropes, and it just made me chuckle, because I was so happy to be there. But there were two machines I wanted to use, and both times I went to use them, someone else just jumped on them. I was like, oh, classic gym. But again, it doesn't matter, because, again, of the situation that we've been in. And I understand, it just blows my brain. We should all just be bowing down at the knees of the gym at the moment. Like General Zod. Remember, General Zod wanted everyone to kneel. And I'm like, I will kneel ahead of the gym. It's just, people have lost it. People have gone crazy. Number 4 is really entertaining because everybody is terrified of each other. Looking around like a gopher that's just sprung up from its hole. Do gophers come out of holes? Or is that more of a mole? Either way, you pop up and you're like, what's going on? Because obviously everything has boxes around it now, and you've got like yellow and black tape to signify where the box is, and there's big instructions saying one person in the box at one time, and if you ignore that, you get sniped from afar, and then your family are really sad. But because everyone is terrified, even if you're walking near their box, you can just feel it. You can feel the fear that everybody has. Like, don't you come near me. Especially not in the gym where breathing heavy and sweat and spit is going, you stand over there, you son of a gun. It just makes me chuckle. It really, really does. Just the way it's laid out, I guess they couldn't move the machines for one reason. So you've got, I can't remember what they are, but you can only use one person on 3 machines. So even if you're using the one in the middle, the other 2 are simply too close to social distance, so you have to take your time. And somebody walked in there. So I honestly thought this guy was just going to punch him in the face, but then didn't, obviously, because you have to sanitize your hands. But again, the sheer shock on his face, like, you have walked into my box. Look, the guy is right, but it is just tape on the floor. It's not some magnetic force field electric fence which sends you flying. But this dude could not believe it, that someone had, penetrated his impenetrable bubble. He thought he was in there, like, bong, bong, bong. It's just the best. The gym has become hilarious. Number 3 are the bizarre opening times. I mean, all gyms are going to be different. Of course, you have to, you have no choice. Again, I'm not super mad about it, but it does make me laugh because my gym is open from like 9:42 until 12:01. Then they clean it for like 32 minutes, and then it's open from like 1:04 to 7:06. You're like, where's this strange staggering of times? Imagine looking at your watch and it's like 5 o'clock. I've only got like 2 hours, 6 minutes before it closes. I don't understand why it's not on the hour. Some gyms don't have that at all. In fact, a lot of 24-hour gyms are pretty much doing 14, 16, 18-hour shifts, which I find incredible because you think it would have to be monitored. Although maybe they think in the early hours of the day it's not a mad thing. But we're entertaining this as it goes, and we've got to figure it out. But yeah, and the other thing that made me laugh too, my gym put up the opening times. The first comment, why don't you just open all the time? It's like, dude, please. Number 2, a one-time situation, but I'm not going to say that it wasn't frustrating. The guy that went and got the spray, the sanitizer spray, and got the hand wipes and carried it around with him the whole time. Like there's just on-demand hand spray. Dude, you leave it on the shelf, and then when you're done, you get it, spray, clean, and you put it back. So what would happen? We had like a Pied Piper situation. Remember the Pied Piper? He goes around and he plays his flute, and all the kids follow him. Dark story. Really, really, really screwed up. But this was like in the gym. Everyone was following this one guy, like dancing along. Like, oh, can we have the spray, please? But he kept going and taking it back. I don't think he really understood the concept. I don't think he'd observed the rest of the gym to see we didn't all have our individual sanitizers. But it made the whole thing so much harder. It's like, dude, please just leave it. And everyone was looking for the blue cloths at one point to wipe stuff down. And he had it. This was a massive roll. You could have wiped for about 722 years and you wouldn't have run out of this roll. And he was just hoarding it to himself. That's just gym mentality, isn't it? You hoard equipment, you hoard dumbbells, you hoard weights, and this guy's hoarding sanitizer. And number 1, and I realized this the other day when I made the video about going back to the gym, I should have handled it a little bit more with kid gloves, but I was too excited, so I was a fool. But the number 1 thing that sucks about gyms reopening is that some gyms haven't reopened. They haven't reopened at all. And how much, it's always worse, right? When they all close, we're all in lockdown together, we're all trying to fight through it. But when you see them opening up in specific areas, but not yours, you're like, oh, great. Now I just got kicked in the ass. Like Luton, which is where I was born, their cases are so bad, they weren't allowed to reopen the gyms to the point it made the news. But thankfully, where I am now, there's not that many cases, so it were. But again, if I was back there, I wouldn't be able to go to the gym, and that would sort of, kick my ass even more than it would do otherwise, because you're so close and so far. And you don't really, I'm sure some people are, but you don't really want to drive to the next town, because the whole point is you're in like a mini lockdown and we have to take care of each other. So I do apologize if I got a little bit too carried away. It is something that I know it's not a massive deal, but again, if you can't go back to your gym right now, you don't want to see a bald asshole running around and having a good time. Or maybe you do. Maybe you don't care. Either way, I want you to know that I do feel for you, and I do have sympathy for you massively. And I'll also have empathy for you if they read closed minds, because again, if somebody gives you an ice cream and it's the best ice cream ever, and then they take it away, you're like, Mother Hubbard, give me that ice cream back. And then you kill them because you don't touch another man's ice cream. And there you go, just some things that suck about the gyms reopening, but just to clarify there, it's flipping awesome and I'm the happiest man ever. Like the video, share the video, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, ding, ding. Got a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. Thank you to everyone that's come aboard. Merchandise, simon.bigcartel.com. I've only got a few, t-shirts left for the Flex Assist. I'll have to get some more. I didn't buy that many. I didn't even think I'd sell 10. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you soon.